Hi guys, welcome to part 3. This is the third and final part of our collaboration. If you haven't seen already, this is a 3-part series where I'm collaborating with another artist, an American artist who is based in Nashville in Tennessee, and we have been working on a portrait painting project. If you've seen the last 2 episodes, you've seen how we've progressed. You've seen the first episode that we met each other through Zoom and we did some warm-up exercises and got used to drawing with all sorts of different ways: left dominant hand, continuous line, blind portraits. And so we are now on the final leg of this journey. So I am just about to meet up with Sandi again. You can see in the background I've got a Zoom meeting all ready to go. Today we are going to be sharing our final pieces. My final pieces are over here. Okay, so before though you see Sandi's reaction to my final pieces, I'm going to take you through how I created these final pieces, and you'll get to see them as well. So let me just share a bit about my process with you. I kind of have been looking at a lot of Sandi's work and what inspires her, and obviously it's people that inspire her, but also she has a lot of still life references. She loves to draw from observation, and I really like seeing the objects that she draws. So I thought in the final it would be great to include some of these objects, favourite objects that she seems to go back to and draw. So this was the first composition that I came up with, and it just has a portrait of Sandi on one side in front of that glass, stained glass that we saw in her Zoom video, and the background, so you've got the portraits there. And then I've put a couple of objects that are familiar. So she draws a bowl of strawberries. I love her strawberries. She also has a lamp that seems to feature, and then her mug with her pencils and a stripy jug, and above is this painting which she's done herself. And then we have a horse. For me this looks okay, but I felt like that it might compete with all these faces, and also the general composition of it, it's quite, how do I say, it's just quite normal and it's not really that interesting. So I'm sure though if the colours are on there and it's all looking, it might look more interesting. But anyway, I thought, right, I'll just table that for now. And then I decided to think a bit more about the composition, and actually drawing inspiration from Sandi's sketchbooks herself. And I just like the idea of Sandi sitting next to all of the things that she likes to draw. Now I wanted to play a little bit with perspective as well, so whether this is a table or a painting, it remains to be seen, but the way I wanted to present it was that you wouldn't know whether it was the painting or whether it was the table. And I just like the way that she would recline in a chair, so one of her chairs that she likes to sit on. And then we've got some objects again around her that are very much uniquely Sandi. So you have the stained glass back. We also have a little horse that is on a window. I don't know if you can see here, but we've got Cooper, her dog, sitting underneath her chair. He often will sit near her when she's drawing. We've also then got her art supplies, because Sandi does love her art supplies, and I thought they would kind of be underneath. And then obviously the still life collection of objects. So we've got lemons, which feature a lot in her work, bananas. We've also got the mug with the face on, kind of brings in the face aspect, but also it's got more of her drawing things in, and it also gives a fun aspect to her personality. She also loves this kettle teapot, features a lot in her work, as does this one. And then we've got some leaves and foliage and plant pots, as well as the strawberries. I'm quite happy now with this composition. I think this one is better than this one, just because I think this one is quite run-of-the-mill standard, whereas this one just gives a bit more interest and a few different dimensions. So I'm going to be working again with the water-soluble aquacolor crayons, and I'm going to try and stick to a very limited colour palette. I actually did a colour test and another piece which I have got in front of me here. So as you can see, this is very much her standard layout with her back to us. I love this image of her. I love the yellows and the pinks. So this is kind of the colour palette that I really want to use for this final piece, because I think it really kind of has a sense of warmth and invitingness and a really cosy atmosphere. So that's what I want to create in this piece. I'll leave the camera on and let's see how we progress. I'm going to go in with the yellows and the brights. I'm working quite intuitively at the moment. I've just got a few colours going on, trying to use the pinks to give the warmth to the picture, and also aware of my darker areas. At this point I always find that, well, not that I've done so many, but it always looks very bitty at this point, and things can feel very much disconnected. I also find I have to really limit my colours, then use them across the piece. So I'll be using these probably in Sandi as well. But I'm just squinting just to check my values. Not overly getting bogged down in the detail. These crayons actually are great for pushing you out of the detail. Okay, so I've just had a little look at this through the camera, and it's funny how it just kind of creates that barrier so that you can see stuff better, and I really don't like this bit here. I think I want the bananas to go behind it and this in front. And the beauty of, or what I found with this medium, is that I can lift out, not that I would do this a lot, just by adding a little bit of water and then coming in with a paper towel. I can just lift out that colour that I don't want there, and then I just let it dry, and I'll come back to that and I can then continue. So I think that will look, I think I'll quite like the look of that. Okay, this is coming together. What I'm doing is I'm going back in with black just to bring out some of the details. I'm trying not to get too controlled about it though, but I just find just a little bit here and there just sharpens the colours so that they really come out at you. Obviously it's a lot smaller scale, so I'm not sure how many colours really I should be putting on. Don't know if I should really be putting too much on her face. Thinking I might just see how it goes. Right, put that there. I mean, this whole thing for me has been it's completely out of my comfort zone. I wouldn't be using these on black paper. Like I've said, I've used these mainly in my sketchbook and kind of kept to landscapes. So this has really pushed me, which is good. It's actually really what I wanted, was to be pushed in this way. So yeah, it's been a really good experiment for me, and I'm excited. I'm excited about using these more in this way. Just opens more possibilities in how you create work, and I think that's important as an artist, to keep having those uncomfortable experiences, because they push you. They really push you, because you want to kind of, you know, break through that, work out that medium. I think that's what I felt with this medium. I've been like, I really want to get to understand how you can get the best out of this. But you don't necessarily get there straight away, do you? You have to produce a lot of ugly pieces. Pieces that you're really uncomfortable with and don't really want to show anyone. I mean, it's unusual in that we're trying to be as open as we can with this. And for me, it feels like, I think Sandi, did a video showing her her dirty laundry in public. It does feel awkward and intimidating. And you're like, Urgh. But actually, I think everyone feels like that. It's just we don't all show it. We're normally just showing the final bit without the ugly ducklings along the way. Okay, I'm standing up now because I need to see. I also find I get a bit looser as well when I stand up. If I'm getting too tight, stand up and then I can see it better and I can loosen up a bit. This is actually a light grey, not a white, so I'm not using white. Red. These are Sandi's flash paints, which I haven't used. Sandi likes to use. There we go. I am going to finish it there. I might come back to it in an hour or so, have another look at it. But there's my portrait of Sandi and her work, what inspires her. I can't wait to hear Sandi's reaction to it and see what she thinks of it, along with all the other stuff that I've created. Okay, so I'm just about to speak to Sandi and show her my work. Let's see what she thinks of the work. Shall I start with where we started? So you can see on the wall, so we've got that one, that one, that one, that one. Those are kind of the 4 that I really liked from our time together.
Yeah, those were good.
This is where it started. Started with the brush pen, okay, and then gradually made my way. But I was really trying to like not be too controlled, because I was finding I just kept trying to also get a likeness, and I was like, no, don't try and do that, just work from the drawings. And then I changed from brush pen to pencil, and then with the fine liner. And I really liked the fine liner lines for some reason. They just made me a bit more loose. So I started with right hand, and then that was left hand, and then this was left hand. And I just loved this one because the eyes just looked really funny.
I love it. I like that you documented what you were doing too. I need to do that. So you didn't look at pictures of me. You were
no. These are from these.
Good job.
So I kept those up, and I tried not. I didn't look at you in that one. And then I moved on to these. These were then I used gouache, so just the black. And I started with like the layer, the color layer before, and then added the gouache on top.
The 2 bottom ones have such a sweetness about them.
Yeah, that's what I like about those 2. They're cute.
How fast did you do them, do you think?
Oh, pretty fast, like 30 seconds, a minute. Yeah, I was trying to do it really quite quickly. The next page is a mixed bag of stuff.
Oh, I love it. My gosh. Look at the ironing board. I remember where I was with that. Melanie, you are really good at figure draw. I don't know why you were so, and then those on that other page with like the glasses and in that mirror, it's so good. I could barely stand it.
No.
You should be so proud of those. Put that page up closer, where the ironing board page with those top 2 ones. It's so good. Do you like those?
I don't know. I think this one's really funny because the mouth is low.
Love it. Are you kidding me? I don't know how you can not love those. Even the way you got the page laid out, all of it is so good. I am so proud, Melanie.
Now, I did some more of those. Because I just really enjoyed doing them. That was when you were showing off your t-shirt, you were spinning around. You probably think I've been stalking, but I have been watching a lot of your videos.
I can tell some of them and which ones they're from.
I really enjoyed doing those, actually. They were sweet. And also I then started picking up on some of your items.
And is this with the brush pen?
Yeah, that was with the brush pen. Yeah. One more page. This is like taking inspiration again.
Oh, that is so funny. I love that you got the...
Of course, look at that.
So cute. And the strawberries.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that you in your still life, you go back to a few different objects. So lemons, jugs, teapots.
Yep.
Strawberries I've seen in your pieces. So
cute. Did you have fun doing those? See, those are why those things are in my studios, because I draw them all the time and paint them because I love.
Well, I just love them as well, and just appreciate how much stuff you have and how much interesting stuff you have, and also your paintings, your still life paintings are just really, I love them. They're so good. I thought, well, I've got to put them in somehow. So
I love it. Those were great, Melanie. Okay, I'm also feeling okay about the fact of how many I did, because you did a bunch too.
Quickly, did these from those black drawings. I was looking at basically interiors. I was starting to look at interiors and kind of decided I wanted to do something quite pastel-y and soft.
I like the monochromatic.
Yeah. So they're really quite simple again, just a background. I just like the idea of just doing your background. So that kind of...
Yeah, I love them. And was that with watercolor?
I think it was watercolour, yeah, like a messy, like the dirty watercolour is the background and then a darker dirty colour on top.
I love it.
And then these two, a bit more stylised, I think.
I love them. I mean, I feel like those could be in like a picture book.
Yeah. They always look a little bit Victorian though as well.
Yeah, they do have a little bit of a Victorian, but I think I'm also really enjoying kind of the monochromatic, and then you just got a little bit for like the color for the...
Yeah. Moving on.
The bad one. Let's see it.
This is the worst one, okay?
Let's see it.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's scary. And
No,
it's not. Maybe the eyes are, but I just...
This one, I gave you like zombie eyes on this one too. Zombie.
Can I just show you though the eyes? Look at them. They are scary.
Wonder why they look so scary. I like the shirt though. What'd you do this in? Wax pastel?
This is wax pastels. This is my first attempt at trying to get the wax pastels, and get control over them. But the thing is, and this is what I show in my part 2, okay? The hot mess, okay? This is the hot mess because I was just too controlled and I kept like doing something and then I'd go back into it and then I'd do it again and then...
Let's move past it. You feel like it's a hot mess. I think more about it is that you got tight and got controlled. And I think you're seeing like you can still be wonky and loose and it look like a person and maybe even have more of a resemblance.
Anyway, after that, I kind of went into what I would call more zombie-looking faces, but I really enjoyed this one. Okay.
Oh, yes. See, there's looseness in it. And your brush marks.
Yeah.
Yes. I like it.
And this is the mother.
Well, I think they look like sisters.
I think they look like sisters.
Yeah, I like the nose in that second one too, in the mouth. I think they turned out great. And those are wax pastel?
Yeah. Okay, these are more kind of faces. I don't know if I should bother sharing these with you.
Yes, I want to see all of them.
Okay, this... Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Good job.
Okay.
Wow, you did a lot, Melanie. I'm so
Yeah, I know.
Golly.
Of you working. Okay, you ready?
Mel, are you kidding me? It is so good. And Cooper's down there.
That's Cooper down there. I don't know if you can see him. He's looking up at you.
I mean, are you kidding me? That is so good. I mean, Melanie, you did such a good job. And is that with the wax pastel?
Yeah.
On black paper?
Yeah, on the black paper. I just
couldn't figures. I mean, do you know how hard it is to draw somebody from the back? Do you have any idea?
Is it easier than the front?
I mean, and that position, I mean, that is really good.
Thank you.
Not only are you doing it on black paper, so that adds another layer of issues with what I'm about to say, but value is really, I mean, that kind of composition, and you did a great job with it. I mean, it really shows your skill as an artist and illustrator.
Oh, thank you.
Are you proud of it? You should really be proud, and I hope you enjoyed it, because it is amazing.
I did, yeah. It's kind of like made me surprised.
Oh, so glad.
And I've got one more piece. This one.
Oh my gosh. Melanie, what in the world, girl? I mean, you are blowing me away. I thought you were not going to do the challenge. And here you are, like, rocking it out. Wow. I mean, that is so creative. Oh my gosh, we have Cooper under the desk. I cannot wait to show Grady. I mean, under the chair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is this in wax pastel too?
Yeah.
On black paper?
Yeah, on black paper.
You've gone crazy. What? And it's so good. Gosh.
above is like your inspiration, what you draw from, and then the artist materials below, and then Cooper here because he likes sitting by your feet. And then I thought of putting your black book because this is what inspired me, but also what you get excited about. And then you've got like a little horse, and then your stained glass, and then this colour I think really suits you. So I thought, well, I'll put you in the yellow and.
Well, thank you, because I think yellow looks terrible on me, but I love wearing it, so I just wear it anyways. You've got the wonky and kind of the folk art-ish look to it, but then all those elements, and I love it. I mean, and I can't believe you put Cooper in there because he's really hard to draw. I think I have one painting where I put him in there. And
if you have someone who's always expecting you to do lifelike or, looks like the person, you feel very fearful then about doing wonky stuff, and you don't kind of experiment. So that's what I feel like you've given me. You've given me the time and the space to create some wonky art and then create something that I didn't even expect I could do. So
the fact that you not only did it and enjoyed it and moved past every single one of those blockers of like mediums and the subject matter, the time constraint, all new, all of it, and then created something. I mean, that could be in a book. Like those would be beautiful pages in a book. So
thank you.
Proud of you.
Hi guys, this is Editing Mel. Man, I just wanted to jump on here and just say how generous Sandi has been with her encouragement and her just overall enthusiasm. And it's just been a real joy to be able to work with her on this project. Thank you so much guys for listening this far. We just have a little favour to ask, and that is, so if you've enjoyed this, if you've found it useful, or if you've just really had a good laugh, we just ask you to share this content with your friends. Anyway, I'm going to hand back over to presenter Mel, and she can finish off this series. Thank you so much for joining us on this little collaboration journey. I really hope that it's helped you in some way with your art practice. Maybe it's opened you up to a few different things. I know for me anyway, I have definitely been challenged by using different materials, and that's really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and in a good way. And I feel like going forward that it will be really interesting to keep using the water-soluble crayons on the black paper and really see what happens. I've also really enjoyed doing still life subjects, and I think maybe that's something I should investigate and push into a bit more. If you know me, a lot of my work is based outside. I love landscape, I love boats, I love buildings, not so much interior spaces. So this has challenged me on a couple of fronts. First of all, portraits, and also interior spaces. Anyway guys, I hope you've really enjoyed this series. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, please go and watch it. If you want to see my reaction to Sandi's work, make sure you go over to her channel. I'll put a link here now. Make sure you go over to her channel and go and watch part 3 of her series. I'll catch you again in another video very soon. It's a corpse, that's what it is. It's a corpse.
Oh, it does have a little corpse-like looking. Yeah, zombie. No, she's raised from the dead.
Yes.